Hi guys, welcome back to Simply Spiritual. It's going to be a general reading for the collective. This is general, so it may or may not resonate with you. Take what fits, leave the rest. Any characters in the story can always be reversed, vice versa. This may not be your reading at all, or this reading may be about someone in your vicinity. Alright, also this week I'm posting mid-months. I'm doing 3 a day now, so starting with Cancer, I will have next three, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, up later today. And then continue on from there for the next few days. All right. What do we got going on with the collective for today? What do we need to know? What is important? First, cut out the World. Ace of Cups. A cycle of love. A period of time. A period of a cycle is ending regarding love situations. It feels like fresh start or something. Knight of Cups, the Crush card. Feelings. Someone has feelings. Someone. This means definitely. It's a big love vibe here. Strength. That was a card in my last reading. I don't think I shuffled very well. This deck is just so hard to use. Okay. Like, why do they make these so big? I just don't understand. It's impossible. Okay, that one feels right. Self-confidence. Stand your ground. Vanity. It's all about meow. Both of these are about you, right? Being confident in yourself, loving you. Strategy. First chakra. The base chakra. I do not pay attention to the whole chakra thing. I want to know what the strategy is. What is up with this strategy? Hold on. What is up with this strategy? Healing. Music. Music could be relevant. Music could be a tool that you use to heal. It very much feels like focusing on self. Marching to the beat of your own drum. Regret. What do we regret doing? Date. Why do we regret date? Why do we regret date? Deep connection and fireworks. Sex. Sex. Rabbits. Regretting having sex on a date. What are we regretting here? Unconditional love. Unconditional. Why do those both say unconditional? In a row, 2 unconditional cards came out. What is up with this unconditional here? Ego and love at first sight. Okay. I don't like to try to purposely include my life in these readings, partially because it's not, I don't always resonate with these. Sometimes I do. But, this is really starting, I try to hold off until, but okay. I feel like I purposely resonate with all these readings. Like, I think my life and whoever resonates with my readings, I think we're all walking a similar path in certain ways, right? So I think the experiences that I do experience, I experience because I'm supposed to be able to talk about them after the fact, okay? And I didn't want to go down this path because it feels very much about my life, but it's pointing to exactly what I've been talking about the last few days with some of my family and friends. So here's the thing, right? People say, you know, you go on a date with someone. I just hear my cousin in my head. Don't give away the cookie. Okay. But the thing is, here we have these 2 cards that represent something sex related, okay? Regret having sex on a date because maybe you feel like, well, you made the wrong choice possibly because, you know, you weren't respecting yourself. Like we had all these self-love cards over here. But my personal opinion on hooking up with people on first dates, and the other reason I want to say this is because love at first sight first, right? So it's the word first. And ego is like, well, you know, I shouldn't have done that, right? That's not the right way. But here's the thing. What do both these cards say? Unconditional. If you go out with someone and you feel a connection with someone, if it's the right person, it's not going to matter whether or not you hook up with them on a first date. You know, everyone always tells me, oh, well, you know, that no one's going to want someone that, you know, puts that on a first date, whatever. Or they might, they perceive you differently because you do that. Now, let me tell you right now, all of my significant relationships that I've had in my life started out that way. My personal opinion, and I've had this opinion for a long time, and okay, I'm almost 30 and I'm single, so, you know, don't 100% take my advice, sure. But I'm just telling you what I'm seeing here and what I've experienced lately, and what people are telling me and what I don't 100% agree with. Yeah, I'm not saying you should just be giving it around everywhere, but if you truly feel a connection with someone on a date, it doesn't make a difference whether you do it first or not on the first date or not. It's like, they're like, oh, you need to get to know them, or then they won't do that to you. They won't hurt you. They won't ghost you after. It's like, okay. Well, I can prove that that's not always the case because, like I said, my most significant relationships start out that way. Okay, yes, there's situations that you got to read the situation, right? You know, if someone takes you out on a nice date and, you know, there just happens to be a connection, then I feel like that's fine. But then, and I'm not condoning it, do as you please, but if you're someone that does that and feels guilty about it, don't always listen to other people's opinions on it, right? That's basically what I was telling my friend last night. I went on like a rant after we went out. If no, I forget what I was saying. If you have to hang out with a person multiple times for them to respect you as a option to marry or whatever, right? Then that's not good, right? With any of these two unconditional cards is where this is coming from. This person, it shouldn't matter how this goes down, because in my opinion, if it's meant to be, there's no order, there's no specific way you're supposed to do something. No, this doesn't even have to just be about sex. It could just be anything. Like, it could be the fact that you're not supposed to text first or whatever, right? It's like, the point is, in general, there doesn't have to be rules, right? Do what feels right to you. Just because something worked for someone else doesn't mean it's going to work for you, right? It doesn't matter how you do it, if it's the right person, okay? So if you have to do something in a certain way for somebody to want to date you, then it's not going to work out in the first place, okay? I've always put a very high priority on a sexual connection because, like, my motto is, if you're supposed to be having sex with one person, right, it needs to be there, okay? Doesn't need to be the greatest one you've ever had, but the connection needs to be there, or at the end of the day, the relationship is not going to work out, okay? That's how I feel anyways. The point of all this here is there's no rules with how to approach dating. If it's meant to be, it will be. Don't follow the rules. Yeah, I mean, anything else we're missing here? Forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Or maybe you do feel like you're doing something wrong, right? Self-worth, again, self-confidence, vanity, and self-worth. You might feel guilty for giving that away, right? Because you personally felt a connection. You thought it was going to go somewhere. I think it's a rejection and one-sided peeking out here. Just because this is how it ended, you don't have to feel guilty for doing what you felt at the time. Obviously, we could do a whole speech on safe sex and all that. Yes. But it feels like doing something and then being judged for it. And you're like, well, I guess I am. I'm just a hoe. I'm an idiot, right? And again, it doesn't have to be about sex. This is what I am personally been thinking about. This could just be, oh, I'm an idiot. I always text them too much. I call them too much. I try to hang out with them every day, and now I look like a fool. No, right? If it was meant to be, this unconditional love here, it wouldn't matter how many times you called them, how many times you hung out with them, if you had sex on the first date, if you told them you loved them after a week, right? If it's meant to be, it will be. There's no timeline. There's no rule. Follow your own. Didn't I say that? March to the beauty of your own drum. It's very interesting. The sun. Happiness. It's like, follow what makes you happy. Home. What makes you feel comfortable. Boundaries. church, marriage. March to the beat of your own drum. If it's meant to be, it will be. That's what I have to say. The broom. Don't need it. Unwanted, unpleasant, repetitive. Feels good when it's over. Unavoidable cleanup. You can listen to other people's advice. I'm not here saying other people don't have good advice. But if you don't agree with what they have to say, then you don't agree, and that's fine. Do your own thing. Now, I wouldn't go then crying back to those people with the same story, right? And saying, oh, I screwed up, I regret doing that, because they're probably not going to have any sympathy for it if they told you otherwise. But, you know, as I've learned over the years, there's certain people that you can share certain things with, and there's certain people that you don't share certain things with. You gotta kind of pick and choose who you share things with, because not everyone has your opinion. Not everyone is going to be supportive of anything, like in terms of business stuff, like the YouTube channel, this YouTube channel and my Etsy shop and stuff. Very, very, very few people know about it. My family would probably be shocked. I've slowly started to tell people, you know, over time, but the majority of people in my life have no idea, because I don't like other people's opinions. And I went out with someone recently, and in case he ever watches this, I'm gonna make this as vague as possible, but I told him about my Etsy shop and this and all that. And you know, I listened to some advice that he had, because he had also started some businesses and stuff like that. And, you know, after, basically, I never agreed with the advice anyways. I understood what he was trying to say, but I didn't think it makes sense, but I did it anyway. And it didn't work out. And it's like, there's certain situations where you should take advice for certain types of people. Hopefully this is making sense. Basically, like, you have the one friend that you know you can talk about your romantic relationships with, that you trust and know that has a similar opinion as you. And obviously, you can listen to other people's opinions, but, you know, take them with a grain of salt. And then you have the one friend that you can talk business with. Whatever. Anyways, this is getting too long. Hope this was helpful, guys. If it was, give me a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to be notified when I post future videos. If you would like to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me at It's Simply Sharon or It's Simply Spiritual. Etsy shop is It's Simply Spiritual if you're interested in either of those decks. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.